Okay, buckle up, language nerds, and everyone who just likes cool, weird facts. What if I told you that one tiny, unassuming word you probably say dozens, maybe even hundreds of times every single day is older than pyramids, older than farming, older than, well, almost everything? Seriously. Imagine a cave person, maybe 50,000 years ago, pointing to themselves. What sound do you think they made? Probably something surprisingly familiar. Linguists, who are basically language detectives, have found incredible clues hidden in the words we use today. They trace words back through time like linguistic archaeologists. And their digging has unearthed a shocker. The word I seems to be the oldest known word in human language. It's been around virtually unchanged for over 50,000 years. Think about that. Your morning coffee order, your internal monologue, your selfie captions, they all use a word that predates written history by tens of thousands of years. It's kind of wild, right? So, how do these language detectives figure this out? They use something called comparative linguistics. It's like finding cousins in different language families. They look at similar sounding words with similar meanings across many different languages that are related. Languages like English, Spanish, Hindi, Russian, and even ancient Greek are all part of one giant family tree, Proto-Indo-European. By comparing words in these languages, linguists can reconstruct what the grandparent word might have sounded like thousands of years ago. It's a bit like piecing together a giant ancient puzzle. For the word I, they traced it back to a reconstructed Proto-Indo-European root sound, EG. Now say I out loud, then try EG. Pretty close, right? This similarity across so many languages, stretching back to a common ancestor tongue spoken maybe 6,000 years ago, is a huge clue. But the word I goes back even further than that. Its remarkable stability suggests roots in even older, pre-Proto-Indo-European languages. Let's look at some examples. In English, it's I. In German, ich. In Latin, ego. In Greek, ego. Even in languages not directly descended from Proto-Indo-European, the concept of a simple, single-syllable word for self is common and often sounds similar. Think about how much languages change over time. Words borrow from others, sounds shift, meanings drift. The fact that I has stayed so incredibly stable is truly remarkable. Most words from 500 years ago sound different, let alone 50,000. It's like finding a perfectly preserved ancient artifact that everyone still uses daily. It's a linguistic fossil that's still living and kicking in your everyday conversation. Every time you say, I think, I want, or I am, you're speaking a tiny piece of ancient history. So, why did this particular word become a linguistic rock star resisting the tides of change for millennia? Scientists have a pretty compelling theory. The concept of self is fundamental. It's one of the first things a child understands. I is distinct from you or they. This self-reference was incredibly crucial for early humans. Communicating about who was doing something, who needed something, or who was in danger was vital for survival. Imagine trying to coordinate a hunt or warn someone about a predator without a clear way to say I or me. It would be chaos. The word needed to be simple, clear, and unambiguous. A short, easy to say sound like I fits the bill perfectly. It's a core concept tied directly to individual identity and agency. It's hard to imagine a functioning language or even a functioning human mind without a clear way to refer to oneself. Because the concept is so universal and so critical, the word for it became incredibly resistant to change. It was too important to mess with. Does this mean I is the only word this old? Probably not. Linguists suspect other very basic, fundamental concepts might also have ancient roots. Words for close family members like mother or father are often quite stable across languages. Concepts like basic body parts, hand, eye, or essential elements, water, fire, are also candidates. These are all things that were universally important to early humans, just like the concept of self. They needed simple, clear words that everyone understood. However, I stands out as having the strongest evidence for such extreme antiquity and stability. It's the undisputed champion of ancient words we still use constantly. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other linguistic treasures are hidden in our everyday speech? What other echoes of our ancient ancestors are we speaking without even realizing it? Every word has a history, but the history of I is truly mind blowing. It connects you directly to people who lived in a world we can barely imagine. Next time you say I, pause for just a second. You're not just talking about yourself, you're using a word that has survived tens of thousands of years of human history, migration, and language evolution. It's a tiny, powerful link to our shared past. It's a reminder of how fundamental the concept of self is and always has been to being human. It's also kind of funny to think that while technology, fashion, and everything else changes wildly, the way we refer to ourselves has stayed exactly the same for longer than civilization has existed. So embrace your ancient vocabulary. Use that word I with pride, knowing its incredible journey through time. If this blew your mind even a little, hit that like button. What other words do you think might be surprisingly ancient? Let us know in the comments below. We love reading your theories. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating dives into the weird and wonderful world around us.